Garrett M donates $100. This is one of my favorite games from growing up, Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Shoutouts to Sam in Pittsburgh, who I used to play this with, though never this fast. We have an anonymous $250 donation and an anonymous $150 donation. No comments there, but thank you both very, very much. We appreciate every donation, all going towards a very good cause of preventing cancer. $25 from Chuck Foe. Amazing event for a great cause. I love watching every year. Good luck to all the runners. Chuck Newman donates his 4th donation of the marathon at $30 and says, "Keep up the great work, all." Thank you very much. All right, looks like we are ready to get started with Umihara Kawase. Gonna throw it up to the front now.
All right. All right, let me preface this game with the fact that this game's impossible.
True.
And I think we're good to go now. So should I give a countdown? Yes? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Okay. So please bear with me and listen closely. No, I'm just kidding. So this game is really, really fun. This is Umihara Kawase, little known Japanese awesome game where, I mean, I, for one, absolutely love grapple games. And you can see every single move BJW does here is insanely complex. Once he grapples onto something, there's all kinds of inputs you can do. You can lengthen your rope, you can shorten it, you can kind of swing around on it, and every single combination of inputs is just absolutely insane. It's absolutely nuts, and I think, honestly, this is probably my favorite grapple game. So coming up here is actually, BJW is telling me this is his favorite level in the game. It's actually, he loves seeing if he can make the snail cycle, so let's see if he can do it.
There it is.
Nice.
Nice. All right, well done.
All right.
Good enough.
Got him.
Yep. So what really also I love about this game is the level design. You can, obviously, there's a lot to this level, for example. You're supposed to go all the way around the level, but you can actually just kind of swing up the side of it. On this next level, you're going to be seeing something pretty similar as well. Where there's just this absolutely gigantic level, but you can just kind of swing along the bottom of it. You can actually, so there's a bunch of routes through this game, and each level has a bunch of different doors. I forget if that particular one has more doors, but there's all kinds of doors, and there's really a lot to see in this game. Now, coming up is going to be our first boss. For such a cute game, he is actually a terrifying, ferocious beast. I mean, if you have young kids watching this, you might want to turn them away, just because it's pretty surprising just how ferocious he is.
Yeah,
I might need to kind of cover up my eyes myself. So.
I'm a little scared.
Oh boy.
All right, I think I'll be okay though. So this boss is actually going to take what, like 10 minutes?
It's roughly 2 minutes.
Okay, 2
Close
minutes.
enough, though.
In the meantime, it's kind of an auto-scroller. There are 6 different bosses in this game. One is this tadpole. One is the return of the tadpole with the much meaner level design. There's a couple levels where just rings of fish come at you, and you just have to chow them down, as Umihara does. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, and let's see. There's also a seahorse level, which isn't really timed, and then one more you'll be seeing at the end of this level. But in the meantime, this one is just kind of, you just need to wait them out. You can chow down these tadpoles, put them in your backpack, excuse me.
Frogs.
I think she's...
The tadpole's weighing frogs,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's even a pescatarian, so I don't think she eats any of these. She just puts them in her pack for later storage. But yeah, I mean, through this boss, honestly, if we want to give a couple donations, this is a good time for it.
Of course. King Torture donates $100. Yo, I love Umihara Kawase. Let's go. $25 from Janie Face. A little more for the Zelda Glitch exhibition pot. Love what you are all doing.
Yep, so we're coming up. How many more cycles is it, PJ?
This is the final cycle.
The...
Or he's going to lay eggs one more time,
got
and
it.
then he'll jump off
Got it.
after.
Yeah, so what these guys are supposed to do is if they do reach the water, then your little backup strat of being able to hide underneath is a lot harder. But if you just eat them up immediately or pack them away immediately, then it's not so bad. So now he just flies over the door. Now, BJW was telling me before, this one coming up is actually his favorite level. He loves how just coming out of this boss, it just throws you right back into the action, and there's immediately insane amounts of grappling you need to do. You need to watch out for those birds and just kind of immediately climb to the summit and run away to the door. Now, so you might have seen Kennyman's runs in the past and just thought, well, why isn't this game over yet? I thought it was so short. But it's actually, he's doing the longest possible route through the game. There are 49 levels in total, and this speedrun visits 26. Whereas you can beat the game in actually as few as 9 stages, which BGW has done in the past. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stages in this game that you won't be seeing. You only see less than, slightly more than half. But there's a whole bunch of stages, and this one actually visits as many as possible without kind of, because you can't like cycle through or anything like that. There are actually 4 different ending stages in the game. 3 of them you can reach just by going from door to door, stuff like that. But one of them you actually can only reach if you just sit and wait in this game for 30 minutes. Then it's the next door you go to will take you through one of the any one of the ending doors, and there's one actually that you can't reach otherwise. So even if you just kind of sat and waited on the first stage of the game, and you would need to go through a few deaths, but yeah. You could reach it. This is actually, you were telling me before, this is your favorite stage. He loves the idea where he can just climb onto that kind of ledge and just wait for it and climb up afterwards. You just kind of are climbing, just waiting on spikes.
Dude, every stage is a favorite.
Yeah.
They're all so good.
Absolutely.
This is my favorite song.
It's my favorite song too.
So here, BJW needs to kind of pull onto these moving platforms. They're not moving just on a timer. He's actually pulling them down and then just kind of jumping on them. And then coming up is something I think we haven't seen yet either, which is ice. Now, ice is not only very slippery to stand on, but it also you can't attach your hook to it. So you just need to keep that in mind. And otherwise, you can attach, obviously, as he's doing, to any other surface in the level, but just not that ice. So you just need to route accordingly. In the level before this, we saw moving platforms, but now we kind of see moving doors. So BJW, this is such an annoying corner to get around. It's so much of this game is just kind of geared to make it very difficult, but not quite impossible.
Nice.
And very nice. So he went. That's a really hard.
Yeah, that's a pretty
corner
hard
to get
skip.
around.
It's really finicky.
But yeah, so there are these moving doors that he just needs to pull up, similar to how he did the moving platforms.
I just wanted to point out the company that made this is TNN.
Don't get Is what?
TNN.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, can you tell us what it stands for, BGW?
I believe it's think of needs of notice of human being.
That's right.
For human being.
For human being.
What are we supposed to think of?
Need some
Needs
notice.
Of notice.
Oh, like what?
Like Umihara,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess.
Are there any others?
Think about crab. Think about
Preventing
tadpole.
cancer, maybe?
True. So here we are. We are thrown back into this kind of watery level where it's just kind of filled with graduated cylinders. Is that what those were on the bottom? I don't even know.
Something like that.
Yeah. Actually, this. So this level is filled with Legos, and that's what qualifies this as BJW's favorite level. He loves the nostalgia this fills him with, of just because Legos were his favorite toy as a kid.
It's also the door sounds right here.
Especially the Space Police 2
Oh.
set. Oh no!
Oh,
That's
dude.
alright. You just get more time in your favorite levels, so that's okay. He especially loved the Space Police 2 set because he loved assembling kind of these. I mean, he always wanted to be an astronaut anyway. So just being able to kind of fill his dream, like pursue his dream of becoming an astronaut by way of building a set of blocks which let him do that would let him do that. So thank you for that. Unfortunately, he absolutely hates this level. He hates the idea of just kind of, he just went through space in his mind, and he's kind of coming out of his reverie of, this gigantic space exploration where now just he's back on Earth with the rest of us peons. But it's still a pretty good level though, and that's what makes this his favorite level in the game. So you've actually seen a bunch of different level sets, right, so far. I don't know if you've seen them all. There's a ton of them, but each one has its distinctive theme, and it's pretty awesome. I guess this is just kind of like a junkyard theme, because there's piles of, maybe just like a harbor. There's a
Yeah.
bike wheel, there's like nuts and bolts there, some litter. Whoever was here was just really inconsiderate, but,
There's
and
the boy.
a beached fish.
Oh god,
There's the
Magikarp.
boy, dude.
Yeah.
He has to calm down.
Pretty terrifying.
Nice.
Yeah. Each one of these enemies actually has kind of a dedicated name to them, I think, but I haven't memorized it. There are a
Nice.
bunch of, this game's
Really
pretty hard
tough.
to get through. You don't have any continues. You can see there he has 11 lives in the upper right. There are some lives strewn around the game, but it's very difficult, and it's extremely easy to die. He actually hasn't gotten hit once, except for, no, he hasn't gotten hit once, I think.
Here he
But,
is.
and
Hopefully it
I would
stays
hate
that way.
I would hate
Yeah.
to jinx that for you, though. So this is the other really, really scary boss. He's careful. He's gonna get you. There's actually a little-known crab emote on Twitch. If you guys wouldn't mind just doing that, I'd appreciate it. Thanks. But this crab is just kind of gonna make really spooky gestures at him and pretend that he's gonna scare him. I don't know. What do you have to do on this stage?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of platforms here. Crab is going to go back and forth multiple times, each time breaking a platform on the leftmost side. And eventually he's going to break the platform leading to this door. So it's another timer boss.
I see. What do you think about this level?
It's one of my favorites, assuming I don't die to it.
Oh, that was a close one. Little baby crabs.
Dude, shout outs to the entire Umihara community, by the way, especially the Western one. My boys, CFB, Jarmar, Sunker, Megiddo, MPU. I'm gonna forget some people. Shadax, Kennyman, Maple, BT Volta, Rename. Can't forget you, man.
I guess now actually would be a great time for some more donations.
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, it would be perfect for
Crab's
donations.
gonna go out.
Of
So ideal.
course. An anonymous $50 donation says, I love this game. It's so much fun to watch BJW destroy it, especially since I'm terrible at it. And honestly, that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. I'm horrible at grapple games. This is amazing.
Umihara's got a really, really nice level curve. It looks impossible to watch BGW doing all these crazy things, but the level design works it in such a way it staggers the mechanics very nicely. So if you want to try it, just go, just practice. It's really friendly. It looks terrifying, but trust me.
It'd be
It's fantastic.
This game would be fun if it was just like a one-level game as a sandbox, just to swing around it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
What are the other games in the series? There's Shun for the PlayStation.
Yeah, they're shooting on PlayStation, and then on handheld consoles, there's Sayonara. All three of these are also ported on Steam, so if you guys are interested, definitely check it out.
And then her cousin actually makes a appearance in streamers for the NES. And
Does she?
Some people think that there's, well, thank you very much.
Oh, excuse me.
Some people think that this new Super Hook Girl is a spin-off on this, but don't be ridiculous.
I think Umihara is also in that new fighting game coming out.
Which one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know either. It's by like Nicalis.
Her tadpole's
Has
a
like
special though.
Curly from Cave Story and stuff. All right, one more to go.
He wants that block.
In the bottom right, the high score says 6158. If anyone knows why it's 6158, please let us know.
Maybe that was their
BGW
best
on Twitter.
speedrun time.
I don't know.
All right, there's one more platforming maneuver left here, so it's pretty
was that
scary.
it?
It's spooky.
Did you get it?
Not yet, not yet, almost.
Nailed it.
See you grab.
Oh! okay.
That's
okay.
a level you probably don't want to redo.
I made that scarier than it should have been.
Dude, it's my song.
Had like
I
a
didn't-
mini heart attack
I
there.
didn't know that was a platform. So yeah, this is really the home stretch. I'm sure BJW is pretty fond of these levels. I never asked him about these ones specifically.
Yeah,
though.
time is coming up, by the way.
Yeah. This is the level.
And time.
Dude, sick. Deathless. Unreal.
Oh, it looks, yeah.
14's pretty good.
Yeah, 1453.
Yeah.
So really nice job, BJW. Solid run.
Yeah, really happy with that.
Yeah, let's give it up for BJW for that extremely, if I do say so myself, very cozy Umihara Kawase run, and Blecky for that, as always, awesome commentary.
Yeah, super comfy game.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
BJW.
Thanks for watching.
Think about needs of notice for human being.
Words to live by.
Very, very awesome.